Hi, I'm Armin van Buuren, and I've been voted as the #1 DJ in the world 5 times. And I'm not kidding, I just turned 40. Sometimes it feels like I'm not really here. Well, sometimes I'm just really not. I just bike around and try to think about other stuff. Let go of the world I'm in. Try to breathe. Which is, honestly, kind of complicated for me.
No, he's kind of a workaholic. And he finds it hard to say no to people.
He's pushing it too far. Often, and he suffers from that too. He doesn't like that.
We were in the studio a whole day, and the first thing Armin did after that was just when I said, I'm going home, I'm chill out on the couch. Yeah, me too, yeah, I'm gonna chill out on the couch. Get his laptop and started working. That was chilling out for Armin. So, yeah, in that sense, I think he's pretty workaholic.
Yeah, getting away. Doing something completely different. I found something for that. Because after more than 20 years of playing the keys, I thought it would be nice to actually understand the instrument. And like I told you before, not everybody around me is being honest. Well, a piano is always honest. Nothing is more punishing than the honesty of keys.
No, only... First ones too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yeah.
Oh. Yo, ik heb heel even pianoles. Mag ik jou zo bellen? Ja? Bel je zo. Hoi, hoi.
Ah, practice. It's the worst. But practice makes perfect. And this weekend, it has to be perfect. This weekend, I'll play the Amsterdam Arena 2 times. 2 times! The largest soccer stadium I could think of. And that demands preparation. But not all that prep has to be done on such a large scale. Let's start on a smaller field. This is the field where the drum band Advendo will rehearse for the shows. And Marcus, the stage manager, preps them like a real manager. First he comes with the positive, and then the other things.
Dus ik ken jullie een beetje en ik ben altijd erg onder de indruk geweest van jullie beweging en spelen. Ik vind het ongelooflijk wat jullie doen. We gaan een aantal dingen van jullie vragen. En die 2 gele lijnen die je ziet zijn 2 enorme bruggen. Waar bij de ouverture de blazers op gaan staan. We zetten de bruggen gewoon beneden neer. Jullie lopen gewoon op de grond die bruggen op. We gaan een stukje omhoog en we gaan een stukje omlaag. En dan gaan we nog een stukje omhoog en nog een keertje omlaag. Maar uiteindelijk gaan jullie helemaal naar de nok toe. Het instappen gebeurt ook daar. We gaan nu naar buiten met de blazers, hè?
Gelijk een goede verdeling maken. Een beetje meer die kant op. Halt!
They will be practicing their maneuvers as it has to run like clockwork. And maybe it would be a good thing to do one thing at a time. But not for us. Oh no. I like to do as many things as possible, at the same time, which never works out, but in the end, it always does. So when they asked me to be part of something unexpected, of course I said yes. They asked me to make a special audio tour for the Van Gogh Museum. I mean, really? Does my music truly fit here?
Vincent's story is still very relevant today. And I was really touched and moved when I started to read about Vincent, when I talked to people about Vincent. I was really touched by his story. And I want to really tell one thing that's very important to me. I don't think I'm worthy of being compared to Vincent, because he's such a great artist, and I'm really truly inspired by him. Ja, ik wil hem even vanaf dat ding. Heb jij zo'n ding voor?
Dat je erin hoeft.
Nee, ik wil hem even hebben gewoon.
Hi, I'm Armin van Buuren, and welcome to the special multimedia tour Embrace Vincent. I've selected 11 paintings from Vincent that I really liked, and I also selected 11 tracks from my new album Club Embrace. With each of these paintings, I'll tell you what fascinates me in the work, and then I'll play you the track that I've selected. I think it's an extraordinary experience to walk around here and to be able to make a selection from these wonderful works of art. What a painter. And what a special story does he have to tell us. I'm glad I'm able to share this fascination with you. I hope you'll enjoy this special tour.
For us, for the Van Gogh Museum, it's always interesting to see how Van Gogh still has an impact today and how he keeps inspiring artists. It is also, of course, interesting because of the contrast. It reflects back and forth, because also you look differently at the work of Vincent, but you also possibly listen to Armin's music in a different way. So, you know, in that sense, it sort of cuts both ways.
People sometimes comment on my music. Is this art? Well, for once and for all, I don't know. It's up to you to decide. Up to time to decide. I don't know how we'll look at this in 100 years from now. Maybe it was all in vain. Or maybe we did change things for the better. I hope we did. That we added something. This is somebody I really look up to. 100 years after he made his work, he still adds something to our lives. And it's an honor to be part of that. What a legend. But still, to be part of this exposition is pretty strange. It's all pretty strange. Sometimes that actually creates a distance. Even to someone who I share a resemblance to, and I guess knows me the best.
Jij bent de jongere broer?
Ik ben de jongere broer, ja.
Hoe oud ben je?
Ik ben 21.
21. En Armin is nu 24?
25.
25 inmiddels. Oké. En jij heet?
Eller van Buuren.
Eller van Buuren?
Ja.
En jullie
The one and only.
The one and only.
It's not always a positive thing to be the brother of. You know, hey, I want you to meet Eller. Yeah, oh, he's the brother of Armin. And that's something you don't want to be. You just want to be yourself. He could be absent sometimes. There's so much going on in his life. And then sometimes my life is interesting for me, but his life is just crazy. So when you're trying to share something with him, you can see he's drifting off with his memory. So you're trying to tell him a summary in a way, like, oh, so this happened and then this happened and blah, blah, blah. But he's just not listening. Not that I resent him for that, but it's just something that happens, and it's probably because of his focus. He's focused on other stuff, so he sometimes forgets the other important things in life.
We always made music together. So when I started touring, I wanted one person to be with me.
Brothers in crime, hè?
Echt wel.
Gaan we het eindelijk doen, man.
It was very frightening, actually, when he asked me. I was like, I'm going to play Ahoy. So I was calling all my friends. Yeah, I remember me getting so much equipment. I brought so much equipment because, you know, I wanted to show everybody how much equipment I have, which nobody cares about, of course. But it shows how nervous I was about that show.
And when I walked onto the stage, we looked at each other like a little bit like, all right, good luck, you too. It's great.
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling. I always had to think about my parents. Imagine that you have two sons and they're both on such a big stage. And I always think of my mom crying at that time, which she always does when she sees us playing live.
We were once in, I think it was the Ahoy, when he had this really big performance the first time. And we said to each other, if we were not here, this whole party would not exist. In the ground, we were the ones who started this.
Hey, zullen we het gewoon zo doen? Dat jij gitaar gaat spelen en ik ga draaien? Ja, leuk. Dan wordt het echt een hele gave try-out.
Doe jij er ook al bij?
Ja, hoe die speel jij weer gitaar?
Ja, sorry.
when you're actually on tour, you don't see him a lot as well because, you know, he's constantly doing interviews. I had to do my preparing, I had to do sound checks on different times, and he did. And it was sometimes it was even sometimes where we just met each other on stage. It's like with 20,000 people in front of us, and I was walking on stage with the guitar, and I'm like, hey, yeah, oh, you're here too.
Sometimes I just in my car and I see a big poster of Armin. It's like, hey, that's my brother. That's really strange, you know. Hey, he isn't supposed to be there. It's my brother. He's supposed to be next to me and making fun with me, you know. He's not supposed to be on a big billboard or something.
There's been some times where I really missed a brother, in a way, where I really missed, you know, because we weren't able to talk to each other a lot because he was away and the time differences, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I had an issue, but I'd rather share it with my friends maybe than with my own brother. I've never been really like jealous on what he was doing, but I do feel, you know, I always say like he's playing football, I'm playing tennis, and he's just a bigger artist than me. But is he more successful? I don't know. What is success? What is? So you know, sometimes I do envy him for like. I would like to play my music for 20,000 people every night. But it's not that I'm jealous. When you're a big artist like Armin, people have high expectations. And when you're starting all over again, like I did, under the name of Eller, it's just, you know, you can do whatever you want. You can just fool around playing on the guitar. I can, you know, burn my guitars even if I want, and nobody would care. And that way, I think he envies me maybe, because especially him, he's being that trance artist. People see him as, oh, he needs to be the trance artist. He cannot do anything else because otherwise I hate him. It's like, makes no sense, but people do. And you know, so when he brings out This Is What It Feels Like, lots of hardcore trance fans go like, no, you cannot do that because, you know, you're a trance DJ. And he's like, no, I'm just someone who likes to make music, and I just like this song, and it just happened. So that's one of the downsides for him being such a great big artist.
He play. He's the best. He's the best. He's the best. And he's the best. Oh, that is the best.
Like, he's the god of trance, god of EDM. No DJ can be like him.
He's #1 of trance. Yeah.
As an artist or as a producer, you know, he wants to do new things and he wants to, you know, expand his boundaries. And if he wakes up and he wants to make hip-hop, why not?
Suddenly, I was a trance DJ. And oh yeah, I love trance, don't get me wrong, but I love so much more than just trance. I felt labeled by the outside world. They were telling me what I was. The truth is that I decide what I am. Who says I just want to be the trance guy?
But there's also another part that, you know, social media, his older fans or fans that know him for a certain genre, you know, won't let you do other things.
Throughout, from the beginning to now, Armin has been the most consistent trance DJ out of all of us, basically, and producer as well. Yeah. In the scene, Armin is Mr. Trance in the sense that he has the radio show that says it all.
Hallo, 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 ja. Even kijken. Een paar laatste dingetjes nog erbij zetten.
Welcome to a very special edition of A State of Trance. I'm Armin van Buuren. This week, counting down the top 20. Welcome to a very special edition of A State of Trance. I'm Armin van Buuren. This week, counting down the top 20.
Back in 2000, I called Armin. Hello, Armin. I'm starting a new radio program. It's called Identity Radio. I want you as a DJ on the Friday. You can do whatever you want. It's a 2-hour show, something with trance.
Me, a radio host? I was just starting to hit it off as a DJ, but who wanted to hear my voice? Seriously, I was just a weird 23-year-old kid.
I asked him, would you do also the host and the presentation in English? And I was thinking, I'm not a DJ, Robin. No, but you're an intelligent guy, Armin. I think there's a big future for you if you do it and you also host a show, because the people want to know the name and the voice behind the music you play. Maybe three seconds it was like a still line, I heard nothing, and then he was thinking about, okay, shall I do it? Yes, I do it. And at that time it started, a state of trance. And I was so happy that he agreed doing a radio show, new music, interviews, and hosting a show with his voice live. Can you imagine live? It's a big step. If you never have hosted a radio show, it's really a big step.
Dan heb ik weer een primeur voor je. System F versus Armin van Buuren. Exhale in een nieuwe mix.
So for Armin it was a new exploration, a new feeling of how shall I do it? Am I accepted? Am I good enough? How do the people react on my voice? Do I have a good voice?
Oh yes, I was insecure about that. But I found out that I could be successful as I started with a state of trance. From this little studio somewhere in Amsterdam. People from around the world started to stream the show. And I really think my success comes from there. From this little studio.
Every time we had a new track, we were checking like, did he play it? And then he was like, yes, he played it. And it was, yeah, as you said, it was so important. And it still is like the most important, actually the most important radio show. And it's a huge part why trance is so huge all around the world.
Hallo Utrecht, alles goed? Are you guys ready for a state of trance? Put your hands in the air, come on!
So from that little Amsterdam studio, via my home studio, we ended up here. 2 months ago, I finally opened a real radio studio, specifically for A State of Trance, 16 years after I started the first episode.
Your weekly update on the latest in trance and progressive. Live from the studio in Amsterdam, this is A State of Trance 800 with Armin van Buuren.
And I hereby declare the studio for open!
I mean, look at me, doing my moves in a radio studio. My moves. I do got a few, but I gotta admit, I wasn't always like that.
If he was a dancer?
Yeah.
No.
I've never seen him dance, actually.
No.
Or maybe mockingly, but...
Yeah, moving on the rhythm.
Yeah, yeah. He has rhythm, though. Yeah.
He does?
Yeah.
Hey guys, yes I do. Look at this. I got this move, this one, and this one I don't do anymore. And look, I always did this one.
Well, at first he was just standing there. And then he suddenly started clapping his hands during breaks or something. And then he started having this hand gestures like this one or this one. And then suddenly the Jesus pose came along.
Yeah. I remember the first time seeing Armin spin at a large audience. I mocked him about the fact that he was raising his hands in the air. I'm saying, dude, the only thing you're showing now when you stand there and raise your hands in the air is that you're not doing anything.
There were the lips as well.
Yeah. When a synth is very filtered down, so you hear it like, Armin was like,
Yeah. But still, in time, I learned that that is also, you know, the connection to the audience, and that's what makes Armin special, that he has that click to the audience. So, yeah, that is probably the most important thing I learned from Armin.
What I've learned from him is that he learned how to entertain people. He always said, like, the first one to entertain is the women, because once they get on the dance floor, then the guys come on automatically, and that's how he, you know, trial and error. That's how he learned how to entertain an audience.
Well, we do have to entertain an audience, so that's a plus. This weekend, I'll play the Amsterdam Arena, the biggest show I've ever done. And we're counting down, but we're rehearsing at the same time. Our drum band at Vendo has to practice in the pouring rain. Yeah, of course the result will be mind-blowing, but this year looks kind of sad, don't you think?
Wat gaat er gebeuren? We hebben in totaal maar 1 minuut op en af. En dan moet het klaar zijn.
My symphony of you.
Dancing in the rain, putting on the costumes for the first time. It starts to look like something. A couple of days left, and then we're ready for the arena. But there's a big problem looming upon us. The venue where we will be playing might possibly not be available anymore. We're playing the arena, the home soccer stadium of Ajax. So if you want to see me stressed out, well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment. It's the moment we realize Ajax may play one day before we play the arena. And that's simply just not possible.
We hebben natuurlijk een uitdaging, zeg maar, met Ajax op dit moment. We zitten op dit moment in een situatie waarin ze morgen een wedstrijd gaan spelen tegen Schalke, dat is thuis. En volgende week donderdag nog een wedstrijd ook tegen Schalke spelen, dat is uit. Mochten ze daar allemaal heel veel doelpunten scoren en het gaat allemaal fantastisch en ze winnen, betekent dat we op 21 april een loting hebben om te bepalen waar de finale wordt gespeeld.
De halve finale. Of die is uit is of is thuis.
En dat kan dus uit of thuis zijn. En als het helemaal volledig kut uitpakt, dat betekent dat er op 11 mei een voetbalwedstrijd wordt gespeeld in de arena. En wij eigenlijk op 12 mei niet een show kunnen doen zoals we het nu hebben gerealiseerd met elkaar.
Oh my, this is not happening. I guess this is my worst nightmare. I'm about to do my biggest show, and it may be cancelled. Counting down. Can't sleep. Can't wait. Next time in Mr. Perfect, I'll show you how we got to this point.
Armin Only is really not about Armin himself, but it's about all the things and all the music he worked on the last 20 years.
And that was one hell of a long ride.
Even helemaal doen zoals we vanavond doen, want nu is het weer allemaal half bakken. Even iedereen van het podium af die niks te zoeken heeft.
Our scene was exploding and we were there. We felt like, like pioneers.
Ja jongen, even uitpakken hè, Sjaki. Goed hè? Niet normaal, niet normaal.